What if the reason you feel like you're drowning is because no one ever told you the truth? You've been carrying this silent weight, thinking there's something wrong with you, wondering why life feels so heavy, why each day feels like a mountain, why even the simplest things can sometimes feel impossible. And deep inside, you've asked yourself the question nobody wants to say out loud: why does this have to be so hard? You're not alone. Millions are asking the same thing, but they're doing it quietly, behind forced smiles, behind busy lives, behind filtered photos and empty achievements. Because somewhere along the way, the world fed us a lie that life should be easy, that happiness is just a choice, that success is instant, that if you're struggling, something must be wrong with you. But here's the truth: life is difficult. It's supposed to be. That doesn't mean you're broken. That means you're alive. Because growth hurts, change challenges you, responsibility weighs you down, and dreams, real dreams, don't come wrapped in comfort. They demand everything. The struggle you're feeling, it's not a glitch, it's the path. The pain, the pressure, the uncertainty, it's all part of becoming who you're meant to be. But when no one tells you this, you start thinking maybe you're weak, maybe you're not built for this, maybe you're falling behind. But you are not weak, you are not behind, and you are definitely not alone. You're just up against a truth most people never prepare for, that meaningful things take effort, and that effort feels like a fight. So the question isn't, why is life so hard? The real question is, what if this difficulty is your invitation? What if every hard moment you're living through is shaping you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone braver? Because here's the reality: strength isn't built in peace. It's built in the storm. Resilience isn't born in comfort, it's born in fire. The people who rise, the ones who inspire the world, the ones who change their lives, they aren't the ones who avoid pain. They're the ones who embrace it, who understand it, who choose to use it. And that's why you need to stay, not because you need more motivation, but because you deserve the truth, the real kind, the kind that doesn't sugarcoat your experience, but honors it. If you've ever wondered why everything feels so difficult, the answer isn't because you're failing. It's because you're growing, you're evolving. You're walking a path that very few have the courage to stay on. And you should know what lies ahead. You should know that there's power in your pain and beauty in your struggle. You should know that you're not here just to survive life. You're here to master it. So don't look away. Don't back down. Stay. Because what's coming next might not make life easier, but it will make you unstoppable. Most people are chasing a feeling they can never hold on to: comfort. They build their lives around avoiding difficulty, searching for an easier way, a shortcut, an escape. But here's the hard reality: the more you run from discomfort, the more it owns you. You become trapped, not by life, but by your own need to feel safe. And that safety becomes a cage, a soft prison where dreams quietly die. You weren't made to live numb. You weren't made to stay small. Yet that's exactly what comfort does. It shrinks your potential in exchange for short-term relief. There's a reason the easiest paths lead nowhere worth going. Because comfort is deceptive. It feels good in the moment, but over time it robs you. It takes your hunger. It steals your courage. It convinces you that average is okay, that avoiding struggle is the smart move. But deep inside you feel it, that restlessness, that dissatisfaction, that quiet voice asking if this is really all there is. And that voice is right.
You weren't born to drift. You weren't born to hide.
You were born to rise, to fight for more, to face what's hard, not because it's fun, but because it's necessary. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you weaken a part of yourself that was built for greatness. But every time you lean into difficulty, even just a little, you reclaim that part. You get stronger, clearer, more alive. Because real peace doesn't come from avoiding life's weight. It comes from learning how to carry it, from building the emotional and mental muscle to stand tall when everything inside you wants to quit. That's the kind of peace that no one can take from you, the kind that's earned, not given. It takes brutal honesty to admit when you've been hiding. It takes courage to look at your life and say, I've made comfort my God, and it's destroying me. But the moment you face it, everything changes. You start to see comfort for what it really is, a thief. And you start to see pain for what it really is, a guide. It shows you where you need to grow, where you need to let go, where you need to show up and fight harder. And when you start choosing the harder road, not recklessly, but with intention, you begin to feel something different: pride, power, presence. This isn't about never resting. It's about not letting rest become your escape from purpose. It's about choosing the challenge that calls you instead of the comfort that numbs you. Because no one builds a meaningful life by avoiding difficulty. They build it by walking straight through it, with shaking hands, with fear in their chest, but with a heart that refuses to quit. That's what you have inside you. You don't need things to get easier. You need to get real, get strong, get moving. Because the life you want will never live in your comfort zone. It lives on the other side of effort. You don't need to be rescued. You need to remember who you are. You were not designed to break under pressure. You were designed to adapt, to overcome, to grow stronger with every challenge. There's something inside you that doesn't just survive storms. It becomes something more because of them. And the sooner you stop waiting for the struggle to end, the sooner you'll realize the strength you're becoming through it. The fire you're walking through isn't burning you down. It's burning off everything that doesn't belong to your future. You've been told that difficulty is a sign to stop, that stress means danger, that fear means retreat. But those emotions aren't warnings, they're signals. They tell you you're in the presence of change, that something important is happening, that you're moving beyond what's familiar. And yes, that's uncomfortable. But discomfort is not your enemy, it's your training ground. Every time you choose to keep going when your mind screams for relief, you rewrite your limits. You prove to yourself that you are more than what you once believed. You stretch your identity. You stretch your capacity. You were built with the ability to change your wiring, to reprogram your beliefs, to reshape the way you think, feel, and act. You are not stuck. You are not doomed to repeat the same patterns. What you repeat, you reinforce, but what you confront, you can change. Your brain listens to how you respond to stress. It learns what to fear and what to fight for. And the more you face hard things with strength, the more it learns to follow your lead. That's how resilience is built, one hard choice at a time. One quiet moment of not giving up. You've already made it through things you once thought would break you. You've carried pain that felt unbearable. You've walked through days that tried to crush you, and you're still here. You need to see that. You need to own it, because it's not luck that brought you this far. It's strength, it's grit, it's the fire inside you that refused to go out. Even when you were exhausted, even when no one saw you fighting, even when you didn't feel strong at all, you were. You still are. This life isn't waiting for someone easier or smarter or luckier to show up. It's waiting for you. The real you, the version that's not controlled by fear, the version that knows discomfort is temporary, but greatness is forever. You're not here to avoid the weight, you're here to carry it and become something unshakable. So keep walking through the fire, let it shape you, let it strip away what's no longer needed. Because on the other side of this struggle isn't someone smaller or weaker, it's someone unstoppable, and that someone is you. The pain you feel is not punishment. It's purpose in disguise. Inside every struggle is a seed, and inside that seed is a version of you that doesn't exist yet. Stronger, wiser, unshakable, but that version doesn't appear in comfort. It's born in resistance, grown through pressure, forged in fire. The moment you stop asking, why me, and start asking, what is this shaping in me, everything changes. You stop seeing life as something happening to you. You start seeing it as something happening for you. Every time you've cried in silence, every time you fought battles no one saw, every time you kept going when your strength was gone, none of it was wasted. All of it was building something, building you. Because transformation is not clean. It's not elegant. It's messy. It's painful. It's lonely. It strips away your ego. It brings you face to face with your fears. But it also introduces you to your real power, the kind of power that can't be taught, only earned. And you're earning it right now, even if it doesn't feel like it. You've been through things that would have broken others. And maybe it almost broke you too. But almost doesn't count. You're still standing, still breathing, still moving. That means you've got more inside you. More fight, more fire, more future. The very fact that you're still here proves something. You are not finished. You are not defeated. And you're not defined by what's happened to you. You are defined by how you respond to it. That's your power, that's your choice, that's your rebirth. There is a version of you on the other side of this pain that you haven't even met yet. Someone who looks back and thanks the struggle, not because it was easy, but because it revealed something priceless: identity, clarity, purpose. No one finds their strength when life is soft. Strength is what you find when everything falls apart, and you choose to rise anyway. When the world expects you to stay down, and you rise anyway. When fear surrounds you, and you rise anyway. That choice is what sets people apart. That decision to keep going, not because it's easy, but because it matters. You don't need perfect conditions to grow. You just need to stop resisting the pressure and start using it. Use it to dig deep, to discover your values, to sharpen your focus, to find what truly matters. Because once you find it, once you realize that your pain can be turned into power, no setback can stop you. No delay can derail you. You become unstoppable, not because life gets easier, but because you get bolder, braver, built. So whatever you're walking through right now, know this: it is not the end. It is the beginning of something fierce, something powerful, something rare. You're not just surviving, you're evolving. And every ounce of pain is shaping you into the warrior you were born to be. Keep walking, you're almost there. Every great transformation begins with a choice: to stop waiting and start becoming. The people who rise above their circumstances don't have easier lives. They have deeper reasons. They're not driven by comfort, they're driven by conviction. They don't ask for fewer problems. They build the strength to carry more. And that strength is available to you, not in some distant future, but in the exact moment you decide you're done settling for less than who you truly are. You're not here to drift. You're not here to exist in the shadows of your potential. You're here to lead yourself through the storm. You're here to prove that even if the world doesn't believe in you yet, you will. That even if the odds feel impossible, you'll show up anyway. Not because you're fearless, but because you've decided that fear doesn't get to run your life anymore. The life you want won't be handed to you. It will be built by you, day by day, choice by choice, breath by breath. And every hard step you take toward it rewrites what's possible. Comfort is a silent thief. It steals progress in exchange for momentary relief. But what feels good now often costs more later. The easy path looks inviting, but it leads to regret. The harder path, it demands more up front, but it gives you back your soul. It gives you pride. It gives you depth. It gives you the quiet confidence of someone who knows they didn't take shortcuts. And that is the foundation of unshakable self-worth. Not fake positivity, not surface-level affirmations, but the real kind, the kind that's earned through sweat, through struggle, through relentless commitment. Discipline is love in action. It's what you do when your emotions scream quit, but your values whisper keep going. It's the way you show up for your future self. Every time you say no to distraction, every time you say yes to the hard thing, every time you choose the pain of growth over the pain of staying stuck. And when you do that long enough, something shifts. You start trusting yourself again. You start realizing you don't need to be rescued. You just needed to remember that you've always had the power. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a perfect feeling. What you have is now. And now is enough. The next step doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be honest and consistent. If you're tired of waiting for your life to change, stop waiting. Start building. Build through the mess. Build through the fear. Build through the days that feel heavy. Because what you build in difficulty becomes unbreakable. You don't rise by accident. You rise by decision. And that decision can be made today, right now. No matter what's happened, no matter what you've lost, you're not finished. You're just getting started. So rise, build, become. You don't need everything to be perfect before you start. You just need to start. The mind will always give you reasons to wait. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until it's easier. Wait until the fear goes away. But waiting has a cost. Every day you hesitate, your doubt grows stronger. Every moment you postpone, your belief in yourself fades just a little more. And eventually the voice inside you that once whispered, "Maybe I can," becomes silent. Not because the dream died, but because you stopped feeding it. If you want change, you have to move. Not with massive leaps, not with grand plans, but with courage, with truth, with the smallest step you can take right now, one that aligns with the future you keep imagining but haven't yet claimed. That step matters because motion changes identity. When you act in alignment with strength, you become strong. When you choose courage, even in fear, you become courageous. You're not stuck because life is holding you back. You're stuck because you're waiting for life to feel different before you act. But action creates the feeling you've been waiting for. Movement breathes life into purpose. You don't rise by thinking about change. You rise by becoming the kind of person who refuses to stay the same. You take your pain, your failures, your regrets, and you build with them. You don't throw them away. You use them, because nothing you've been through is wasted. Not the heartbreak, not the confusion, not the moments you wish you could erase. All of it was fuel. All of it was shaping you for what's next. And what's next requires everything you've learned the hard way. It's easy to believe that greatness belongs to the lucky, to the privileged, to the chosen few. But that belief is a lie designed to keep you quiet. The truth is simple. Greatness belongs to the people who decide to keep going, who outlast their excuses, who fight through the voice that says they're not good enough, who show up when it's inconvenient, who stay the course when it's boring, painful, or unseen. Consistency is not glamorous, but it's powerful. It's how real change is built. Not in the moments when you feel unstoppable, but in the moments when you don't and still move forward anyway. You are one decision away from a different life. Not a perfect one, not an easy one, but a life where you stop betraying your potential. A life where you trust your own voice more than the noise around you. A life where fear no longer sits in the driver's seat. You don't need to see the entire path, just the next step. And you already know what it is. The part of you that's been quiet for too long is ready to rise. Not someday, today. Not when you feel brave, but now because you finally remember who you are. Mm-hmm. And that version of you, that's the one the world has been waiting for. You don't need more time. You need more truth. The truth about who you are, what you're capable of, and what's been holding you back. And it's not your past. It's not your failures. Or it's not the people who didn't believe in you. It's the hesitation inside, the fear of becoming someone greater than what you've been. That fear whispers that you're not ready, that you're not enough, that if you try and fail, it'll break you. But what if the only thing breaking you is never trying at all? You were born to move forward, not to remain stuck in cycles of silence, avoidance, and delay. The discomfort you feel isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that you're being called higher, that there's a version of you that's done with being buried under excuses, done with playing small so others can stay comfortable, done with shrinking your light just to fit in. That discomfort is sacred. It's the spark of change. And if you listen closely, it's not fear speaking, it's your potential begging to be unleashed. Change doesn't require perfection, it requires permission, your permission to fail forward, to try again, to get it wrong and keep going anyway. Because strength isn't found in avoiding mistakes. It's built by standing back up each time you fall, by learning, by adjusting, by growing into the person your pain was shaping all along. You don't become powerful by hiding from life. You become powerful by facing it, breathing through it, and refusing to surrender your fire, no matter how dark it gets. There will be moments when you feel like giving in, when doubt roars louder than your belief, when everything in you wants to stop. Those are the moments that define your future. Not the days when motivation is high, but the days when you show up despite having none. Those are the moments your identity changes. That's when grit is born. That's when you stop waiting for external validation and start proving it to yourself by action, by commitment, by choosing to believe in your ability even when no one else does. You have no idea how close you might be to a breakthrough. And most people quit right before it comes. Not because they're weak, but because they haven't been reminded that hard doesn't mean wrong, that struggle doesn't mean stop, that confusion doesn't mean failure. Growth is never clean, it's raw, it's uncertain, but it's real. And right now, in this exact moment, you are more than capable of handling it. So take a breath, get honest, drop the need for certainty, and step forward with what you have. Because the path doesn't open until your feet start moving. The power doesn't rise until you choose to act. You're not behind, you're right where your breakthrough begins. And no matter how long it's taken, no matter how many times you've fallen, your next step forward is the loudest answer to every doubt that's ever tried to silence you. Keep going. You are becoming.